Ladies and gentlemen, we got the October CPI data this morning, and let me tell you, it's not looking good, and the markets are not reacting well to it. So we got to break it down. We got to go over the numbers here. We got to go over some stocks, some charts, the markets, what I'm looking to do today. So if you guys find value, hit the like button, subscribe, and by the way, yes, I did upload this to YouTube today, and typically I do make these morning videos exclusively for my top tier patron members. So if you guys do want to check it out, that's linked down below, the Patreon that is, and let's just get right into it. So as of now, the markets are selling off. It's currently 9:05 a.m. on the East Coast, and the S&P futures are down 0.3%. Same with the Russell. The NASDAQ futures are down 0.6%, and we have the Dow futures down about 0.15%. And look at gold, guys. Look at gold. After we got this CPI data that we're going to go over here in a second, gold ended up breaking out. Finally, it finally broke out above the 1830 level of resistance that I've been looking at least, and we called it out here on YouTube, on Patreon as well. And you guys can see that has been a big resistance since the middle of July. Now gold is breaking out. It's up 1.3% above 1850, and I think now we're probably going 1900 on gold. Silver is also breaking out. As you all can see, it's been breaking out of the moving averages. We're noticing an inverse head and shoulders here on silver. So guys, this could be setting up for a big move. The metals, that is, due to them being very suppressed, and obviously inflation is here to stay. It's not transitory like Powell was saying months ago, and I was saying this months ago that I don't think it's transitory. And the Fed, they were kind of sugarcoating it, and we're not going to get into that rabbit hole today. But overall, the markets are selling off. We have SPY and QQQ heading to their main moving averages. The main one here, the 50 SMA on the 4-hour chart, that is acting as support right now on SPY and on Triple Q. Let's pop it up. You guys can see it's holding that 50 SMA here on the 4-hour as well. So we have to see if buyers step in there, if we collapse under the main 50 moving average, which could obviously lead to more selling. So before we go over some stocks I'm looking at, let me pop up this report. And bear with me here, guys. Let me shrink my face a little bit. We're going to break it down here and see all the different categories and how inflation is running through these markets, guys. So the CPI for all urban consumers increased 0.9% in October on a seasonally adjusted basis after rising 0.4% in September. And over the last 12 months, the all item increase, or all items index, increased 6.2% before seasonal adjustment, guys. Let me say that again. 6.2%. That is essentially the inflation that we're seeing right now on an annualized basis, which is unbelievable. And if you guys look at this chart, let me make sure you can see it. Yep, you can see it. If you look at this chart, the 1 month, this chart shows the 1 month percent change in CPI. We were actually decreasing a little bit. In June, we hit a 0.9% print. You guys can see it here. In July, 0.5%, August, 0.3%. So people were like, the transitory crowd was like, yep, you can see that. We told you it was transitory. Wrong, because we hit 0.3 in August, 0.4 in September, so a little bit of a tick up there, and now 0.9%. We matched the June 0.9% number, and it looks like the chart is accelerating yet again. We have to see what November numbers look like, of course. Let me tell you, if November numbers come in hotter than 0.9%, let's say we crack 1% for the month, that's not going to be good at all. That's going to be very ugly. So let's go down here a bit and look at all of the different categories. Let me see if I can make this a bit bigger, and if you guys can see it, bear with me, guys. Let me make my face a bit smaller down here. You don't have to look at my pretty old face. Just kidding. It's just a joke, guys. Relax. Let's look at it. So, look. All items, 0.9%, 6.2% annualized. We talked about that. Food pretty much came in line with last month. Food came in 0.9% for October, 0.9% in September. Food at home dropped a bit in October to 1%. It was 1.2% in September. Food away from home increased a bit, 0.8% in October, 0.5% in September. And look at energy, guys. Energy is going ballistic. 4.8% in October versus the 1.3% in September. And looking at all the categories, subcategories under energy, energy commodity 6.2% versus 1.3% in September, right? Gasoline, which you all know if you're paying at the pump, the gas is way higher. 6.1% in October versus the 1.2% in September. 12.3% for fuel oil versus the 3.9% in September, which is crazy there. Energy services 3% versus 1.2% in September. So let's see what else we got here. Electricity's up for 1.8% in October versus 0.8% in September. Utilities up 6.6% October, 2.7% in September. If we go down here and let's take a look here. That's the big one, obviously. I mean, we're seeing a lot of inflation in energy and a little bit there in food away from home. Let's see the used vehicles. This is always one that I like looking at. Used cars and trucks, 2.5%. There you go. 2.5% in October versus the 0.7% in the red in September and 1.5% in the red, or 1.5% in the red in August. So looks like used cars and trucks, the inflation there is accelerating again. Same with new vehicles. New vehicles came in at 1.4% in October versus 1.3% in September. A little bit of a tick up there. And what else do we got here? Medical care commodities, 0.6% in October, 0.3% in September. So you guys are seeing pretty much all the main categories are going up. And the annualized number for used cars and trucks is 26%. So I guess one of the best business models in the past year or two would have been, in hindsight, obviously, buy a used car, a decent, solid, in good shape used car, and then just wait a year and sell it. You'd make 20-30% looking at these numbers. Geez, guys. So there's a lot of inflation running through the markets, and it's very obvious. We're seeing gold and silver finally shoot up, which is a good sign. In full disclosure, I do own gold. I have gold stocks. Don't call me a boomer, guys. Oops, I almost knocked the mic over. Don't call me a boomer, but I do own a little bit of gold there. And it's just not looking good. I mean, and this is definitely here to stay, at least as of now. And I'm very interested. November is going to be huge, guys. If we take out the June and October 0.9% number going to the 1% plus, it's going to be ugly out there. So what do you guys think? Drop me a comment. Let me know your thoughts. Now, let's quickly look at some stocks I'm looking at myself this morning. Nothing too crazy, honestly. I mean, if you're in my Patreon, last week I locked in a lot of profits. And I did lock Voyager a bit too early, I'll be honest. I sold at 17, now it's at 20. It happens, but I bought at 14.71 and I made a lot of money regardless, but I didn't make as much money. But like I said, all the time in the markets, I always say this, don't get too greedy, and watch yourself if you are getting a bit too greedy. But overall, I've been raising cash, right? I've been saying the markets are overbought. You guys know this. I said it 2 days ago when the markets were at the all-time highs, and since then, I'm not a genius. I'm not some kind of fortune teller, but since then, not to toot my own horn, we have been seeing a bit of a pullback. So I'm looking at Airbnb this morning, ticker symbol ABNB. This one's selling off a bit from that really big push it saw after earnings. It went from 172 to 210, which was close to those highs from the middle of March. Now we're selling off back under 200. We're at 190, and I think if buyers start showing support, want to step in at 180, right around the moving averages, I think that could be a pretty good opportunity for Airbnb. So I'm going to be watching this dip that we're currently experiencing there on this 4-hour chart. Wendy's is also one I'm looking at, and it's funny. I was at the Sixers game yesterday. They played the Bucks, they are my two favorite teams, so I had to go and support support them, guys. And there was a deal where if the Bucks were to miss 2 free throws in a row, which obviously, I mean, of course it didn't happen because there was a deal with Wendy's. If they were to miss 2 free throws in a row, everybody in the stands would get a free ice cream or something. And if they missed a couple free throws in a row, you get a free meal with Wendy's. And I never eat Wendy's, but I thought that was pretty cool. And now they just reported earnings, and it made me think about it. So I just told you guys. And let's look at what they did. They did EPS of 19 cents versus 18 cents, so they beat EPS. Sales also beat 470.3 versus 470.2 million. Nice double beat there. And global system-wide sales growth, they see that for 2021 of 11 to 12%. That's not too shabby. And they're also looking to accelerate the buyback, $125 million in Q4. So that's not too bad. The stock is selling off a bit. I want to see, like it has in the past, I want to see if it holds support at around 21, 22 bucks where it is right now, as it is pretty oversold. So maybe we could get a little bounce back play on Wendy's. I want to go over SoFi very quickly with you guys. I am watching it this morning and today in general. Holy crap, SoFi's taking a haircut this morning. This is good considering it was very overbought. They report earnings after market hours today, and let's take a look here. It's down. It closed at 22.14 yesterday. Now it's a little bit above 21, so it is down a whole dollar pre-market, and it seems like it's pulling down. It wants to, at least. It's already trading under the 50 SMA. It wants to pull down to the 180 SMA, around 19, 20 bucks. That's where I think buyers could end up stepping in here on SoFi. And the next one I'm looking at is none other than Tesla. Did we not call this out, guys? We called it out. And you guys on my Patreon know I ended up selling a little bit of Tesla. I trimmed at $12.30, no joke, and now we're sitting at $1,000. We're sitting $230 lower from where I trimmed, where I told you all, look, Tesla is very overbought, and now we're about to crack under 1,000. And I think if we go to 900, 950, right around the 180 SMA on the 4-hour chart, that is where buyers will step in. But in the meantime, there could be a little bit more selling, as it is still looking like a falling knife. So overall, guys, those are a couple of stocks I'm looking at, the CPI breakdown. And overall, look, I'm not looking to do anything crazy today. You know, I have cash on the sidelines. We have a lot of earnings reports coming up that I'm very interested in after market hours today, which if you're watching on YouTube, make sure to subscribe because I'm going to be breaking those down later today. So subscribe. And yeah, I'm kind of playing it safe. You know, I'm going to be monitoring my covered call positions and Snapchat, Tattooed Chef, and what is the other one? DraftKings. And that's pretty much it. So if you guys found value, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you're watching on YouTube, and you know, check out the Patreon if you want to sign up. It's linked down below. Check it out. I make videos like this every morning on Patreon. I post all my buys, sells, call outs, morning, what you're watching now, videos every single day, and you have more access to me. So check it out, and make sure to also get your $50 from M1 Finance, your 2 stocks from Webull, up to $1,600. Those are linked down below. Literally free money. Get that. Snag it up. I'll see you all in the next video. Thanks for watching again. As always, keep crushing the market. Stay safe out there. Peace out, guys.